Today we're going to be dissecting a cold calling adventure starring yours truly. Let the games begin.
Garrett?
Garrett speaking.
Sorry, mate. I had my blooming headset on mute there.
Picture this. I'm live streaming, multitasking like a pro. But oops, I accidentally muted my dialer tab instead of my streaming tab. So when Garrett picks up the phone, I don't actually hear him say, "Hello, who is this?" Luckily, my dialer has a transcription, so I noticed this quickly enough to recover. Let's see if our friend Garrett still thinks I'm the bee's knees.
Sorry about that, Garrett. It's Will Aitken calling. Look, calling out the blue here. Bit of a cheeky cold call. Have you got a moment to chat? I will be brief, I promise.
Cue my flawless recovery. Now mind you, I am speaking fairly quickly and I'm a little bit all over the place versus sticking to my normal talk track. Sure, it may have been a little bit rapid fire, a lot of information all at once, but hey, under pressure, it's not unusual to become a verbal speed demon.
Yeah, Will from where?
Just Will Aitken. I work for myself. Garrett, the reason I'm giving you a buzz is because I spotted a handful of your reps follow my stuff on LinkedIn. It's emails, cold calling tips, those types of things. Thought the rest of the team might get some value of that too. So I thought I'd give you a buzz and see if you might be willing to hear the two big problems I'm helping a lot of outbound sales teams with and see if they're relevant to you.
Now pay attention folks, because I pulled out the big guns in the opener. I weaved in a trigger, basically something relevant, an observation about Garrett or his company to catch his attention. Now in this case, it was that his reps follow my content on LinkedIn, but for you, it could be anything about the company that you're reaching out to. It could be that they're growing their team, shrinking their team, had leadership changes, posted something online, whatever it may be. Sprinkling this into your opener catches someone's attention and increases the chances that they'll give you time to explain why you're reaching out. And take note of my language. Can I share the two big problems I help people with? This increases the curiosity here.
Sure.
For sure. So typically, when it comes to sales development, there's two main things that are going wrong. People are having to do a lot of volume because their conversion metrics are so low. That can have all kinds of knock-on effects, but basically they're having to compensate by doing more cold calls, more emails, because they're just not converting as many as they'd like. In some rare occasions, the opposite is happening. They're getting great conversions, but they just can't scale that to a level where they're hitting their targets or exceeding them, let's say, if you already are. Don't suppose either of those are relevant to you right now, or your team absolutely crushing it, Garrett?
So let's unveil the formula on this one. You lay out the two big problems that you solve with a little bit of storytelling tactics sprinkled in there. Ideally, you can use a little bit of humor if you feel comfortable doing so. Then you drop the bombshell question, but the phrasing of this question is what makes or breaks it. Don't suppose, non-challenging question right there, either of those problems are relevant to you right now, or is your team absolutely crushing it right now? And you can replace that with whatever corporate buzzword you like. Is your team absolutely slaying payroll right now? Or is your team absolutely dominating cybersecurity compliance right now? Whatever it may be, push it to the extreme. It might get a laugh out of the prospect, but again, very few people are perfecting what they're doing right now.
More option two. Really good conversation to demo book conversions. Maybe not getting enough conversation.
If Garrett had just said, "Hey, option B sounds more relevant," I could have said, "Oh, so scaling's the issue. Could you tell me more about that?" and got him to expand on it. But Garrett gave us way more than we asked for. He's spilling the beans. Woohoo, that's a win.
One of the rare exceptions, like I mentioned. What do you think the reason for that is?
So what do we want to do? Well, we want to know the reason why that problem might be occurring. My solution is designed to help solve that problem, but only when it's being caused by a certain thing, which is generally process or skill issues.
There's a few different reasons, but I would say mostly is I would say the biggest reason is just not being able to get enough direct dials. We sell into retail as well as brands, and lots of working from home, and the office numbers are kind of useless, the direct dials. So very low dial to conversation rate. That would be one of the big reasons.
And guess what? Garrett reckons this problem is being caused by data issues, direct dials. I can't help with that, but fear not, curiosity to the rescue. Let's dive deeper on that.
So you selling to, I saw on your page, you put video solutions on people's websites to help them sell their products. Am I getting that right? Gist of it anyway?
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
yeah.
Is it mostly big stores and retail chains, or is it more mom and pop shops, kind of independent retailers, or is it a mix of both?
Mix of both. working up market right now here in North America. We started in Europe. In North America, yeah, we would be more mid market, but we're starting to move up market right now.
Congratulations. Hopefully some big deals coming your way then. Um, what the reason I was asking that is because obviously at retailers that's a massive TAM, right? So you can make up for that sometimes when you can't get those direct dials, just in the fact that you've probably got a lot of folks you could potentially reach out to. What's stopping you from doing that?
Why not just crank up the volume, I suggest?
I mean, at right now, I mean, nothing to be quite fair, but we are a very lean team here now in North America,
Yeah.
so that's a bit of a stopper for us.
But alas, this cannot be done. Garrett's got a lean team.
If the calls aren't working, I suppose, what about emails? How have those been turning out for you? Because that's a lot of the big areas where scaling is possible without having to drop too much on the conversion side.
Okay, calls aren't working, but what about email, you ask?
Yeah, email's been okay for us. Traditionally not that great. It kind of opens up like converting them on the phone or LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn works really well for us. Those are kind of the three main avenues we use.
Well, it turns out that's not their superhero power either. But fear not, Garrett, for I bring tidings of tailored accounts and message mastery and a relevant customer story. Cue the hero music.
I tell you what, Garrett, look, I know, as I said, I've called you out the blue here. Sounds like emails worked and phone would work better if you get more people on the line, right? I did do some work who specifically their point of sale team. So they're selling to like folks trying to get them on their, also then try and get them to using their point of sale instead of, a different point of sale software or solution. And we worked out some really nice triggers that helped them identify kind of the highest likely to convert because they've got such a massive amount of people they could sell to. They were just trying to call everyone with something very similar, right? So by nailing down like the big reasons why they ended up buying, they actually were able to almost double their conversion rates. Would you be open to a chat maybe, late next week because the long weekend, I'm heading away, and I could walk you through what I showed them and how that worked and you can see if it's interesting for your team?
Yeah, I'd be curious to kind of know what those triggers were.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a promise to you. I will tell you every single one of which of those triggers they were on that call. So no matter what, you can at least walk away with one new idea on how to target folks. How's that sound?
All right, that's a cool deal. But is there any way we could do? Could we do like the 18th?
All we need to do now is seal the deal, book that meeting in.
Perfect. Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Beautiful. Chat to you on the 23rd, mate. Thank you.
All right, enjoy New York.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Bye.
So yes, the call did start off rocky. We were a little bit fast. We definitely screwed up our opener. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we recovered by slowing down, staying calm, asking questions, and using storytelling and tone. And in the end, I'd say we ended up with a solid B-. That's a pass. Until next time, stay sharp, subscribe, and keep those triggers loaded.